Hey everyone, I'm so excited today because we have a special guest, Kirsten Reilly. Kirsten is a top real estate agent in the San Francisco Bay Area. Kirsten is so kind to take us on a tour on her new listing in Cambria and San Jose, where she spent a very small budget, about a third of what I usually spend on my flips, to dramatically increase the value of the home. Kirsten, welcome to the channel.
Thank you guys so much. Thank you so much for having me here. So unlike Elisa, I don't do major flips of houses. I'm helping sellers get the most bang for their buck selling their own houses because it's not their business to flip houses. We have to be very strategic about what we do inside.
Would you like to tell us a little bit about the house?
I would love to. So this house is a 2-bedroom plus an office. It has approximately a 6,500 square foot lot. The house itself is just over 1,300 square feet, so it's not a huge house, but it's very typical to the houses that we see in Cambrian. And yeah, built in the mid-50s. So
we're going to link the website of the listing in the description below. If you're interested, check it out. What did you do in the front yard?
So we wanted to create as much curb appeal as we could, and we had a good foundation. There was already really pretty landscaping out here. It just needed a haircut. So we trimmed all of these native grasses. We took out some of the overgrown shrubs that were in the middle area.
I saw those in the before pictures.
Yes, they had gotten a little out of control. So we removed those and planted just some very minimalistic type native, like drought resistant plants here in the center. Added some additional stones here. And the other thing that we always like to do is to put new address numbers. So we put new address numbers and a new light fixture in the front of the house just to give it a little contemporary pop.
That's a very nice touch. And did you paint the exterior?
No, the paint was actually in pretty good shape. We may have painted the garage. No, we didn't paint the garage. We didn't have to paint the exterior of the house. And so again, when I'm working with a seller on trying to decide what to do and what not to do, we always look for what's going to be the greatest impact. And in this case, the exterior was in pretty good shape.
Yeah, I think the fact that you added the new light and the new house number makes the exterior look so fresh, and it made me think that you painted the exterior. So
mission accomplished.
Exactly. And the front yard looks so lovely.
Thank you.
Do you usually use smaller plants instead of like keeping the bigger plants to make the front yard more welcoming?
You know, the larger the plant, the more expensive it is. And so if it's like a 5-gallon or a 10-gallon plant, it starts to increase the budget. We look for variation in height to create some visual interest in the front yard.
That's very smart.
And then we're always very picky, honestly, about the tan bark that we use because I cannot stand the look of that cheap painted red or black, sometimes tan bark. So we go very natural mini bark. That's my favorite.
It looks great, and it's drought resistant. You don't have to worry about your water bill.
That's right. All right, welcome inside. Here we are in the living room, the central room in this house.
This room looks so spacious. What work did you do here?
So one of the things we did in this room and throughout the rest of the house is we tried to make it as light and bright as possible. And the first thing we did is paint. So we painted the entire house in this nice neutral shade. It's called Pale Oak by Benjamin Moore, one of my favorites.
It looks really good. I especially like that the paint color matches the floor color. Is it new carpet?
Yes, so we had another neutral carpet throughout the house before, but we just wanted to freshen things up. And so we decided to put in a nice beige cut pile carpet throughout all of the carpeted areas in here, as well as some of the bedrooms. And that, I think, made a nice impact, and it's definitely cheaper than putting in hardwood floors. I'm sure you know.
Yeah, hardwood floor looks nice, but it's pretty expensive.
What are you seeing in terms of price per square foot for hardwood floors these days?
It's probably close to $10.
Yeah. And whereas carpet, we found this carpet, I think it was like $3.75 to $4 a square foot. So really, when you're a seller reselling your house, this is a good way to kind of decide where can I kind of, still have a good result, but be cost efficient. right?
Yeah, it totally makes sense. Especially there's a lot of other areas that already has hardwood floors.
Correct, correct. The entry and the dining and the kitchen, which we should go see the kitchen actually.
This kitchen looks gorgeous.
Thank you so much. This was the hot topic of discussion with the sellers when we were trying to figure out what to do with the house. They ended up wanting to splurge on the kitchen because it's such a pivotal place in the home, and it's something that buyers really look to as like the core of the house. And everyone knows that a beautiful kitchen can be expensive, and so we were fortunately able to do it at a pretty good budget and really make a dramatic improvement in the space.
It looks very classy, like with these gray cabinets.
Yes, yes, and the cabinets are all really nice and, you know, high end with the soft close. We put in a new hood and a new oven. The oven before had a downdraft, which we knew that most buyers would want the hood here, and so we reconfigured a little bit, but you know, with the right team in place of contractors, it can be done quick. I think we had this kitchen put in within 2 weeks.
Oh wow, that's really fast.
Yes, yes. Wow. And that included getting rid of the soffits. Have you ever seen the kitchen with like some of the drywall that comes down to here?
So the cabinets were a lot smaller before?
They were smaller, they were more old-fashioned looking. It had white cabinets with dark counters, so we kind of flipped the color palette and made it more contemporary.
I like that you bring the countertops all the way up so that it's...
Oh, the backsplash?
Yeah.
Yes, yes. Yeah,
it looks very clean.
Yeah, we're really
nice.
pleased. And we got great feedback on the open house today, so.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah.
This is a very nice sized bedroom.
Yeah, it is actually. This house is only a 2-bedroom plus office floor plan, and so we really wanted to show the size of the space. And again, you can see we came in with the same paint color and same carpet to keep that consistent flow through the house.
Was it a different color before?
Oh yes, yes. Yeah, multiple different paint colors in different rooms made the house feel more choppy, and so this really brought it all together.
That's a great idea.
Yeah.
I really like the staging here.
Thank you. I love my stager. She is my secret weapon. I love doing all neutrals in the rooms and just making it look chic and comfortable. It really helps buyers imagine the space and understand the scale of the space, which is important in photos.
Sometimes I find when you don't have any furniture in the room actually looks smaller.
Right.
Weirdly.
Correct, correct. Or if you're shopping online trying to choose which house to go see, you may have no understanding of the scale of the room until you get there, and then it could be kind of a bad surprise. And so we always like to help people understand what they're walking into before they choose to come to our house.
So you always stage the houses you sell usually?
9 times out of 10. Yes.
And you find it good value?
Absolutely. I mean, there's a reason why home builders and developers put furniture in their model homes. It just really, really creates an emotional draw to the house with the buyer and gets them excited and imagining like what they could do in the property. So yeah. Yeah. You guys put staging in yours as well, right?
Yeah.
Always.
And I think proper staging really elevates the home, the style, and it really attracts the buyers and help them imagine their lives in the new home.
Yes, and I think if I could give one tip to anyone watching this video is be picky about the staging you put in, because bad staging can do the exact opposite, right?
Right. Not all stagers are created the same.
No, it's very true.
This bathroom looks pretty nice too.
Yeah.
Did you have to do any work?
No. So this bathroom was already done, as was the half bath, when we came and interviewed with the seller and looked over the house. So we didn't make any recommendations to do anything to this bathroom other than get that paint color consistent with the rest of the house.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
But because this bathroom is already in such good condition, you didn't need to put any money into it.
Luckily, yes. Yeah, that was one of the reasons why we were able to kind of keep this at a nice low budget for her.
Awesome.
Yep.
This backyard looks amazing.
Thank you, thank you. You know, it didn't need much. We did a few simple things to this backyard to make it look its best. The primary thing we did was put a little bit of time and effort into the deck. We stained the deck, and we also matched the stain to these planters here and gave them some fresh plants.
Yeah.
And I always add staging to the backyard as well, because we are in California. The weather's so good here. We want to show that good living space is also in the outside of the home. And so we were sure to do that, and then just, trim up the hedges and make sure that everything was manicured and neat.
I saw that the deck was really old from the before pictures.
Right, well, it was just a faded redwood deck, and they just need to be stained every once in a while. So that's a quick way to spend a little bit of money and get a really polished effect in the backyard.
Yeah, and decking materials are so expensive nowadays.
Tell me about it. I know,
Yeah.
all lumber is very expensive right now.
I'm glad you didn't have to redo it. A fresh coat of paint just did the trick and it
Yes.
looks so new.
Thank you, yeah, we're really pleased with it.
Now that Kirsten has showed us the highlights, let's take a walkthrough to see the entire home. Right after this, Kirsten will share the renovation numbers. Make sure you don't miss it. This whole renovation looks amazing and the home looks so new.
Thank you very much. It was a fun project and we're getting a good response too.
That's awesome. So would you mind sharing with us how much you spent on this renovation?
So it was roughly in the ballpark of around $50,000 to do this entire project start to finish. So,
Oh my God, it's about 1/3 of what I usually spend on a home of this size.
Yeah,
And I bet
imagine.
the majority of your budget was on the kitchen.
The majority was definitely on the kitchen and the appliances in the kitchen. Painting is another big ticket item usually, especially if you want a painter that has good attention to detail.
Yeah, and it came out so good.
Thank you.
How long did it take?
4 weeks.
Oh my gosh.
But
That's about half of the time.
I have to give my business partner and husband Seth props on this because he runs a very, very efficient timeline from the time that we're taking bids and helping the seller get those bids together for their approval and authorization and helping them choose who to hire and what work not to do. From that moment, he just lines it all up, very efficiently. And we've worked with these vendors again and again, and then, we know who can get right in there and get to work for us.
That's
and you have good
awesome.
connections too. You
Yeah,
have to.
but I usually do my projects in about 6 to 8 weeks. So this is a lot faster.
Right.
And I think time is of the essence. Like when you are putting a house on the market, the fact that you saved a few weeks, you save the seller a lot of carrying cost, and you are saving any market, like you are not
Yes.
subject to the house to any market changes.
Yes, and the market's been a little up and down, and so we really felt the sense of urgency to get the property on the market and look its best. So it was a combination of time, money, and just capturing the market the best that we could.
So how did you pick what are the things that you want to focus on?
So again, it was all about making this modestly sized Cambrian house look and feel as bright and open as possible. So we focused on kind of our top things that we always like to do to a house to make it shine. Painting, something with the flooring, the staging, and in this case, the kitchen. And that was, again, the splurge item that we decided to go for.
And kitchen and bathrooms are the most cost-effective items in the renovation.
Yes, yes, yes.
So how much do you think you increase the value of this home by?
If I were to guess, and if we were to be able to compare it both ways, I wouldn't be surprised if we made an extra 150K on this
Oh my
property.
gosh.
Just because now we have buyers coming in who are excited, it's turnkey. Here in the Silicon Valley, time is money, and a lot of people are, they're couples that both have jobs, they don't have time, or they have small children and they don't want to deal with a renovation. So it's the same reason why you're so successful with your flips, is because it creates this product that is easy for buyers.
Move-in ready, turnkey.
Ready. Yeah.
Yeah. I think when you look at the photos for the buyers, when they look at the photos of a house, they can already tell if this house has recently been updated.
Yes.
And this house just fits the checkbox.
Yeah, it does. Now, I think, correct me if I'm wrong, but the one thing that you might have done that we didn't end up doing is opening up any of the walls, right? So, for example, the door into the kitchen is still on the small side, and that could be opened up. And the door leading from this room that we're sitting in into the office behind the camera, that could have been opened up. But that was outside of the scope of what made sense for the home seller to do.
It would take a lot longer for you to get permits and for the renovation to be completed.
Correct. An additional floor repair that needs to be done when you open walls. You know the drill.
Yeah, that's when the budget go from $50,000 to $150,000. Not all the sellers are looking for big projects like that.
Yes.
So I think you did just the right things for this home.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Done.
That means a lot.
Kirsten, thank you so much for this home tour.
You're welcome.
I think both me and my viewers have learned a lot.
Good.
Yeah, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys have any needs regarding home buying or selling in the Bay Area, you want to reach out to Kirsten Reilly, and she's the expert in this market, and she knows exactly how to help you to get the best deal if you're buying, and how to prep your home to sell for top dollar. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, smash the like button below and subscribe to the channel. Thank you guys so much for watching. See you next time.